What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cab Show. UFC 291 is less than a week away. I cannot wait. They did make some changes. Paulo Costa will not be on this card. He got removed from the card, probably on too much juice, but he will be fighting at UFC 294 against Hamzat Chimaev. I think that's going to be a really bad fight for Costa. I think Costa's going to get manhandled. I think he's going to get raped yet again inside the octagon. And I'm trying to figure out, why would he take this shot? Why would he not take the fight at UFC 291, less than a week away? Why would Costa do this? Why would he go this route? I don't know. Maybe it was part of the UFC's plan to do this, but I think Chimaev is just going to ragdoll. I really do. I think Chimaev is just going to ragdoll Paulo Costa and make him look like a little chick. That's what he's going to do. So I think that fight just pretty much speaks for itself. I do think it'll be good for the first, one or two rounds. But I think Costa's going to get put out. I really do. It's the end of Costa. I think he's not really a true professional. I think he's taking this fight game, the UFC, for granted. There's many times where Costa's just kind of laughing around, joking around, not really a business manner. Especially against Israel Adesanya, where he just got manhandled, where he got raped, dude. And it was just like he still wants to talk smack. I just think it's funny, but that fight is off. But yet we still have the main event. I cannot wait. Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje. Yes, the odds did change from last week. Now, Justin Gaethje is plus 130. Literally a week ago, he was plus 110. So the odds are really going in Dustin Poirier's favor here. I think the experience here. I think everything that Dustin Poirier's been since he got in the UFC, I think around 2013. I think, Dustin Poirier, he's a veteran, dude. He's a vet in this game. And I think, yes, the smart money is definitely on Dustin Poirier to win here. Obviously, the experience plays a huge factor. We saw that in the Michael Chandler fight. When Dustin Poirier was getting tagged up in the first round, the first 3 or 4 minutes into the fight, then Dustin Poirier finally got a second wind and really just, basically beat Michael Chandler in the third round by that choke. But yet that whole fight, that Michael Chandler fight, it was just like, Dustin Poirier did not win one round. Obviously until he choked him out. But I think the first round was pretty much evenly fought. Then the second round, Dustin Poirier got taken down by Michael Chandler, was on the ground the whole time, dude. And then the third round finally came about, reversed the takedown of Michael Chandler and choked him out. So, hats off to Dustin Poirier. He's been through the trenches. He's been tested multiple times. Now, I do think for Justin Gaethje here, I think utilize your game plan here. Throw leg kicks. And Dustin Poirier does not like leg kicks, dude. He doesn't. So I think, for Gaethje here, he's probably the best leg kicker in the UFC. I think go right to it, dude. You want Dustin Poirier to be on a limp leg by third round, dude. That's what you want. So I think Gaethje has the recipe to win this fight, even though they fought before. Obviously Justin Gaethje lost, the last time they met up in 2018. That was many years ago. So a lot has changed. Both of them are different fighters. Both of them are better. Dustin Poirier, he's minus 150 right now. So obviously, a lot of the money's being thrown on him, but I still got to go Gaethje here. I think Gaethje's going to upset him. I think Gaethje wins by sticking to the straight game plan of throwing leg kicks, dude, and mixing up with his good boxing. So I think throwing a lot of leg kicks on Poirier is going to add up over the fight. So I think that's what wins Justin Gaethje this fight is the leg kicks. That's the X factor here. So I think, that's really going to be beneficial for Gaethje. So I like Gaethje, man, by decision in a close fight. I can't wait. Even though I could see this fight being ended by TKO, either Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje, one of the two. But I also see it going to decision because these fighters respect each other. They know what each other bring here. So I think Gaethje's got to stick to the leg kicks. Do not get away from that, dude. Dustin Poirier, what a career in the UFC. It's been in the UFC longer than Gaethje. He's more experienced. He has all these things, right? He's been battle tested multiple times. He lost to Khabib back in 2019. Gaethje lost to Khabib too by a rear naked choke. So lost to Charles Oliveira too. So but these fighters, they've been in the trenches. They lost to similar opponents. They fight similar styles. They like to stand. They like to brawl. They like to throw a lot of jabs, a lot of big overhand rights. They like to throw to knock you out. So that's why these fights are so big here with Gaethje and Poirier. So I love it. I think the UFC is just continuing to build a bigger brand. Shout out to Dana White. But but I think this main fight is going to be the best fight on this card. Absolutely. I cannot wait, but I'm still going to go Gaethje by decision over Dustin Poirier because of his leg kicks. And then we got Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira, like I said, we haven't really seen much of Alex Pereira in the UFC. We know what he's about. He's a dog, dude. He's a freaking dude. He's a killer. He really is. And when he was kickboxing with Israel Adesanya back in the day, 10 years ago, this guy, we know he can kickbox. We know he can fight. We know he can throw big shots, dude. His fists are huge. He probably walks around heavyweight weight. That's the thing here. So even though Jan most of the times is a bigger opponent, now this time I think Jan really met his equal here. We similar size, walk around probably 220, 225, like easily that. Obviously they're cutting to 205, maybe even 200, probably 205. But Alex Pereira, dude, I'm telling you, he's minus 145, probably 150 come fight night. But I'm telling you, Alex Pereira puts his hands on Jan. Jan does not want that. I think for Jan to win this fight, I think you got to take it to the ground here. We know Alex Pereira is not a wrestler. We know he's a kickboxer, dude. He does have a wrestling background. So I think, obviously for Alex Pereira's trainers and coaches, they got to realize, hey, he's going to shoot for the takedown. Just like Jan shot for the takedown against Israel Adesanya back in 2021, where, Jan took him down twice in the 4th and 5th round to really seal that deal, for the light heavyweight belt. Even though Israel Adesanya went up in weight, but still, regardless, that is impressive to take Israel Adesanya down like that. But for Jan, I don't think it's going to be as easy, dude. We're talking Alex Pereira, bigger, stronger, dude. Throws hammer fist. So I think this fight is going to really come down to the wire, even though I'm still going to go with the upset. I'm going to go Alex Pereira here. I think Alex Pereira is going to knock Jan out. I think he has quicker hands. He's quicker on feet. And Alex Pereira, if he keeps this fight on the foot, he's going to win, dude. He's going to win this fight. He's going to dog him. He's going to throw crazy overhand rights, overhand lefts, and he's going to make him look like a little chick, dude. That's what he's going to do. And I think for Jan, even though he is a former UFC light heavyweight champion, he is battle tested, absolutely. But he has not seen Alex Pereira, dude. This guy, I'm telling you, dude, the same guy that knocked out Israel Adesanya, twice? Maybe even 3 times? Like, dude, this guy is no joke. To say, there's a lot of hype behind this guy. No, Alex Pereira is the real deal. He was just a middleweight champion, dude. He just got the UFC like 2 years ago. Like, literally, dude, this guy is fresh in the UFC, man, and he's already making this splash, already making this noise, was a former middleweight champion, and I'm telling you right now, he's going to become a light heavyweight champion, dude, Alex Pereira. And I wouldn't even be surprised someday if Alex Pereira goes up in weight to heavyweight, dude. I mean, some of these guys are walking around at heavyweight weight, just normal out in the streets, dude, out in the public, out shopping, out going to the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are big, dude. So Jan and Alex Pereira, this is another crazy good fight. And I can't wait for this fight, even though I think if Jan sticks to the game plan and say, hey, we got to take this guy down at all costs. We got to do everything we can to take him down, without emptying the gas tank. But at the same time, I think Alex Pereira's got it right here. I think a lot of people are down Alex Pereira, even though he recently just got knocked out by Israel Adesanya. But him and Izzy's fought like 4 or 5 times already, so it's bound to happen, right, dude? We're talking Israel Adesanya, the current champion right now, dude. Pound for pound, top 5, dude. So I think for Alex Pereira, dude, he has a lot to prove here, and I think he's gonna let it all out, dude. I think he understands, hey, when I throw these lefts in these shots, he's gonna shoot for the takedown, so I gotta counter that. He's gotta be ready. But I like Alex Pereira by knockout over Jan. I can't wait for this fight. It's gonna be amazing, dude. I can't wait. And then we got Stephen Thompson versus Michael Pereira. Look, I like Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson, he's a veteran in the game. He's 17-6-1 in the UFC. He's really a fundamentally sound fighter. He's really smart. Obviously, if you look at this guy, he's like, dude, this guy's like a math professor or like a teacher at a university. He's definitely not a UFC fighter, but he is, dude. And I think he's really smart. He's trained well. He's probably been doing training drills since he was a kid. So I think I like him technical-wise over Michael Pereira. Now, for Michael, I think to mix it up here, he's 28-11, 2 non-contests in the UFC. Haven't really seen much of this guy, but for Mike, I think you want this fight to be a brawl. You don't want it to be a technical match. You don't want it to be like a karate match or a sparring session. You don't. You want to get in there and brawl with him. You want to get him against the fence. You want to try to take him down. You want to throw elbows, whatever you can to win this fight. But I think technical-wise speaking, I'm going Stephen Thompson all day in this matchup. So I like Stephen Thompson by decision, maybe even knockout. He throws some crazy leg kicks as well. But I like Stephen Thompson over Michael Pereira in this matchup. And then we got the veteran Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green. I'm going Bobby Green in this matchup. I'm sticking to the script in this one. Even though I do think Tony Ferguson, this is it for him. He's on a 5-fight losing streak. He's towards the end of his career. What a career in the UFC, though, for Tony Ferguson. I mean, a heck of a career. Been in here for a long, long time, dude. So nothing to hang your hat on if you're Tony Ferguson. Obviously there's been some good moments in Tony Ferguson's career and some dark moments, outside of the octagon as well. Getting knocked out by Michael Chandler with the front leg kick. There's a lot of things that could go wrong in the UFC, right? I think this sport is a crazy sport. I think it's one of the most popular sports today in our society, and it's continuing to grow. And I think combat sports, dude, it's so great. I think the UFC is so better than boxing because it's like you can utilize so many different tools, dude. It's not just wrestling, okay? If you're just a single-handedly wrestler, yes, it's going to take you far away in the UFC, but you got to have more than that. You got to be able to strike. You got to be able to defend. You got to be able to throw elbows. You got to throw leg kicks, defend leg kicks, defend from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artists. You got to know these type of things. If you're just one-dimensional fighter in the UFC, you're not going to make it, dude. You're not. Whereas in boxing, sometimes you can run far just being one-dimensional. You really can. I mean, it's possible, but, Tony Ferguson, what a career. It's over for him. What a career it was. It's done. But, for the main event, UFC 291, I cannot wait. Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, this is amazing. This fight, it was a brawl in 2018, and I just think for Gaethje here to come up with the leg kick game plan and not to empty the gas tank right away, that's a huge part here. If I'm Justin Gaethje, I'm saying, dude, we can't empty the gas tank in the first 2 rounds. And we saw that when Dustin Poirier fought Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler really emptied the gas tank in the first 2 rounds. Definitely in the first round. We saw in the second round, Michael Chandler already breathing pretty heavy against Poirier. On the flip side, he took him down, utilized his ground and pound, but you just cannot do that against Poirier. If you get tired against Poirier, he's going to capitalize on it. If you throw, a weak shot, he's going to capitalize on it. So that's one thing Poirier is better than Justin Gaethje at, is capitalizing off a mistake, dude, and not even realizing it in that moment. But, as the fight progresses in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th championship rounds, you're going to start to feel that. You're going to start to slow down. So I think for Gaethje, the key thing here is stick to the leg kicks and do not let the gas tank out right away. Because if you do and say, Dustin Poirier is still there in round 3 and you're already breathing pretty heavy, your mouth's wide open, you're taking big shots compared to in the first round when you're fresh, you're breathing through your nose, your mouth shut so you can take better hits to the jaw, to the chin. So, there's just so many factors inside a fight that people who really don't watch the fight game don't understand, dude. There's so many key moments inside a fight where it's just like, holy cow. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a fight, this happened years ago. This was the GOAT, John Jones. He fought Lyoto Machida, right? Lyoto Machida was really timing John Jones's leg kick up, and he would time it up perfectly to where Lyoto would throw a combination and nail Jones, and we never saw John Jones get hit, right? But the coaches said, hey, John, next time we're going to fake the leg kick and throw the overhand right. And what happened? He did that. John Jones listened to his coaches. He threw the overhand left on Lyoto Machida, dropped him, then ended up choking him out. It's just the small things that add up, and some of the outside media cannot see that. It's just a brilliant plan. Hey, instead of throwing the leg kicks, fake the leg kick, go with the overhand left, and that's what John did. It was great. And I just think for Michael Chandler here, even in the Poirier fight, where it was like in the first round, he was tagging him up. Every single shot Michael Chandler threw was the intention to knock you out. That's the thing. And a lot of these guys, a smart fighter would say, hey, every single shot I don't have to throw to knock you out, because I realize when I throw every single shot, everything I have into the shot, I'm going to get fatigued. me, dude. I'm going to start to get tired. So if this guy does survive the first 2 rounds and I'm in the third round already and I'm gassed already, that's something where it's like, hey, we gotta come up with a better game plan here. So I think for Poirier, the coaches here are going to say, hey, he's going to throw the leg kick. Let's time it up. Do something different here. But for Gaethje, you got to stay on it. You got to put the gas to the pedal, dude, and just go balls to the wall. And I think Justin Gaethje wins either by decision or knockout against Dustin Poirier. I really do. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of them try to, box here or try to wrestle here, which is surprising. But I think for Gaethje here, Dustin Poirier does not like to wrestle. We know that. We saw that in the Khabib fight. We saw that in the Michael Chandler fight. He does not like to wrestle. He's not a wrestler, dude. He's not like a true American wrestler. So, I think for Gaethje, you might want to mix up a takedown or two. This could really win the fight here. So this is huge. So I can't wait for it, dude. UFC 291. There's some big UFC events coming up. UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi, Dubai. That is crazy, man. But I cannot wait, dude. The UFC, shout out to Dana White. They continue to grow. And a lot of people like to, badmouth Dana and say he doesn't pay his fighters. Well, at the end of the day, dude, the UFC is just getting bigger and bigger. 10, 15 years ago, the UFC wasn't on ESPN Plus, dude. Come on, dude. The UFC is taking over, man. We got to give homage to Dana White. He started an empire here. So, UFC 291, I cannot wait. It's the Cloud with Cap show. Let's go!